I'm going to show you an Excel macro that allows you to combine multiple spreadsheets into one. If you would like a copy of this macro, please drop me an email, which you can find in the description. So, the problem is you often have a situation where you have lots of different files or different reports with a set of data, and actually you just want to put it all into one file. So for example, I have these 3 files here, and I just want to put all that data into one place. So the way this works is you click this button here and you are presented with a few options. The first one, identical headers. When that is ticked, the macro will assume that all of your headers and columns are the same from file to file. If you have different column headers, as we did in the files I showed you a moment ago, then we would need to untick that box, and that will tell the macro it needs to check the columns as it goes and match from file to file. Insert file name just adds an extra column on the left hand side, and it populates it with the file name of the original spreadsheet. So it's just an easy way to refer back to the original files once they've been combined. And the final one is CSV as text. If you tick this box, the CSV files you choose will be imported as text to prevent any loss of formatting. If you're not worried about that, then you leave it unticked. And then there are these 2 buttons, select folder and select files, and I'll demonstrate how those differ. First I'll show you select folder, and I'm going to say that the headers are different, and I want to insert the file name in column A, and I won't worry about putting it in as text. So I'll click select folder. I'm going to choose this folder here. This is this has my different files in, and I know they've all got different headers. I click OK, and it asks me to enter the file type. So let's go with CSV. And what this means is it will only combine the CSV files in that folder. And there we have it, it's combined 3 files in 1.12 seconds. Here you can see the file name has been added to column A, so I can refer back to my original files. And you can see that even though the headers were different, it now has all of the same headers and all the data has matched into the right column. Now make note of this column here, column B. I'm going to run the same thing, but say CSV as text. You'll notice now that the URNs are formatted as text, and this last one here actually had a 0 at the beginning that was dropped in the original run through, and that is why that option is there. However, it does take slightly longer to run because it's importing the files as text rather than just opening them and copying them in. Okay, next I'll show you the same thing, but I can actually select files. So this time I will just go into the folder itself and select just the files I want and click open. And it's done exactly the same thing but with just the files I want. And this second option allows you to actually mix and match different file types. So let me show you again. I could actually select this XLSX file and this CSV file, and it will still combine them. Great. Now if you have identical headers, you can simply tick that at the top here, and it works exactly the same. So this time I'll select a folder where all the headers are the same. I'll ask to do XLSX files, and I'll click OK. And this actually runs quite a bit faster than when you're saying the headers don't match, because the macro doesn't have to compare the headers in each file and figure out which column to put the data in. So if you know your files are the same in terms of where the headers are, then this is the best option, to have identical headers ticked. Let me remove insert file name just to show you how that would look. So it's exactly the same, but you don't have that extra column on the left-hand side. The last thing I'll quickly show you is if I say identical headers and I select a folder where I know the files are actually different to each other, you'll see what happens. So the macro has assumed that the headers are in the same place. However, they weren't, and so you have mixed up data. That's the end of the demonstration. If you do want a copy of this spreadsheet, please check my description and you can send me an email requesting it. Thank you for watching.